Hello and welcome to another episode of Spoil Your Appetite. I'm Tristan. Thank you again for coming to the show, listening. If you've been catching up, glad you're here. Glad you've been catching up. It's been a minute. I was planning to do this last week, but I forgot to, and really just kind of tired with work. But other than that, compared to the last time we talked, feeling pretty better. Feeling pretty better. I know the last time I started off the last episode, I was kind of just like in and out, but that's what you get when you pay attention to the news and everything like that, which I try to avoid, or at least minimize it to a certain degree, because it's just like, it's not fun. So I like to keep on the positives. But yeah, I haven't been really catching up on things. You would not believe that I'm still like a couple episodes far behind. Not far behind, but I got a few episodes left of Cobra Kai that I still haven't finished, and the other shows that I have on my Netflix, which, man, I'm going to cancel my Netflix subscription soon because, I think that's all I really need is with HBO, Disney Plus, and Hulu, and Amazon, even though I don't consider Amazon Prime a streaming service as part of my stuff, but because I pay for Amazon in general annually or whatever, so I get the full package with Amazon. But anyways, yeah, so I've seen some shit. I saw Wonder Man, and yeah, we'll talk about that. I literally just finished the rest of the half of it, even though I could have binged it all in one sitting, but I got sleepy. And no, that's not on the show itself. We'll get into it. But I also saw another thing, which was I saw Marty Supreme, thanks to my local Regal, re-showing showtimes for it. I mean, I don't know if it's just because of the fact that it is A24's most highest grossing movie ever, which I would just have to say I don't know why. I don't know why it's that movie, of all things. Like, Everything Everywhere All at Once, totally understood that, because once that movie came out, my god, nobody could stop talking about it. Hell, it was even my favorite movie of that year. Everything Everywhere All at Once was just great movie. But Marty Supreme, don't really understand. I saw it, and before I even went into it, I really didn't really I didn't really have any desire to see it, to be personally honest, even though Timothée Chalamet is like one of my favorite actors right now, because it's just interesting to watch what he goes from role to role. Like, he's definitely playing different characters from one another. Sure, he's got Dune and everything, but he's, if you look at his filmography, he's not really a franchise guy or whatever, until Dune came along, which I think he's tremendous as Paul Atreides. I think he's really tremendous as that character. And yeah, but it's just interesting. I've been, watching him for some time, and I'm just like, there is something about this guy that I really appreciate. And then, just looking at his last movies, like, he had A Complete Unknown where he played Bob Dylan. Then before that, I think it was Dune Part 2, I think it was. But even before that, he played Willy Wonka. And he's not the best singer ever, but can definitely buy this guy, one day just joining, just deciding to do a stage play. Like, I can totally buy it after seeing Wonka. Like, that Wonka was really surprising me and a real delight to watch. Like, I was just here for Timothée Chalamet, and I am like the biggest. I don't know if I'm the biggest fan, but I am a big fan of him. Not the biggest, but I am a big fan. and I will literally watch that guy in anything. But Marty Supreme, you know, it didn't interest me all that much, and it really just came down to the fact that I had a few friends who I never would have guessed would go see this movie or whatever. And both of them, well, one of them straight up didn't like it. I mean, they didn't like it at all, and so it wasn't it or whatever. And then the other friend told me that the movie gave them anxiety and shit like that. And then, you know, for anybody that doesn't know a Safdie's movie, like if you've never seen, you know, Good Time, Uncut Gems, if you've never seen a Safdie movie, you might be put off by their movies because, you know, they make movies about assholes. Now, I know for a fact the majority of people have probably seen Uncut Gems more so than Good Time, because Adam Sandler, in this very serious movie, but at the same time, he's playing an asshole, which again, the Safdies love to make movies about assholes. And yeah, you're not supposed to like them. And the word was, from watching everybody's reaction, not critics, but just like, you know, people in the film fan community, some people were just not fucking with it. And then, you know, the average, you know, moviegoer did not fuck with it either, because Timothée Chalamet's character is an asshole and all this stuff. And I just kind of went in with the thought process of like, okay, this is the Safdie's brothers movie. Well, it's one of the Safdies. And yeah, I went in knowing what to expect. It's like, okay, so I'm going to expect Timothée Chalamet is playing some sort of asshole. And boy howdy, is he narcissistic as fuck. Like, he is so... His character, Marty Mauser, is so fucking full of himself. And just the way he weasels his way around and being a real fucking twit. And just, yeah, definitely not somebody you root for. But now, yeah, I mean, I wasn't surprised that Timothée Chalamet got an Oscar nomination for this movie, because, I mean, he's been nominated for Oscars before. And, yeah, Timmy Tay is definitely coming for that Oscar this year with Marty Supreme. And I would not be surprised if he won. I mean, because that's the thing. When it comes to the Oscars, there's this weird, like, validation fans of certain movies that when they get nominated, they feel like it's some sort of validation of, like, if they win the Oscar, it just proves their validation of how great that movie is or whatever. And it's just like, and when that thing doesn't win, we all get butthurt over it. Whereas with me, it's like, I don't really talk about it. I don't really say something's a snub or whatever, because it's like, okay, I've only seen a few of these movies that have been nominated, and yeah. So, yeah, right now it's like, okay, as far as Oscar nominations go, it's like I recognize some movies, and seeing Michael B. Jordan for Sinners and Timothée Chalamet for Marty Supreme, it's like, between the two, I'll be happy with whoever. And if not, well, I should have watched more movies, as they would say on my Threads feed. But yeah, I personally don't watch, like, I mean, I watch most things, like, more than the average moviegoer. But yeah, there are some movies that I don't watch, even the ones that are Oscar nominated. Because again, to me, it's all about the trailer. And if I've seen a trailer for it, it's gotta sell me on the movie. Like, I don't go see everything. Like, I try to support the smaller movies as much as I can, as much as I see trailers or whatever. But, you know, because I have a job or whatever, I'm not on my phone 24/7 watching movie trailers and shit. So, but I still manage to somehow see the smaller movies, or the movies that my friends tell me, hey, you know, this smaller movie's coming out or whatever. But anyway, getting back to Marty Supreme. Yeah, I liked it. I dug it. Definitely not in my top 10 of the year. I mean, I've already made that. But yeah, I liked it. And again, this is another movie that I will show people this movie of why Timothée Chalamet is one of my favorite actors. I mean, I don't know what his best role is, to be honest, but this is definitely a great example of like, okay, look at him in this movie, just watch him for this movie. Like, say what you want about this movie. You can't not tell me he doesn't sell it so fucking well in this movie. It's like forget everything. Just like look, like just notice his performance. Like realize that what kind of character he's playing and how he's fucking selling it. It's just like you buy it. You buy into it. And, for everyone just being like, not liking Timothée Chalamet in this movie, it's like you're right. You're right. You're supposed to hate him. You're not supposed to like his character at all. He's an asshole. And every bad thing that happens is all because of him and his fucking ego. And, yeah, I liked Marty Supreme. Like I said, this is definitely an example I will show. I will gladly recommend. Go watch this movie and you'll just really ignore everything else. Just really just watch his performance. That's all I gotta say. It's like you can feel however you want about the movie, but you can't tell me that his performance was not good. Like I don't know. I don't know what there is to show. So, but yeah, I watched Marty Supreme and I watched Wonder Man. Again, I'll get into it because we got some stuff to talk about. I got some nice things to talk about. I was going to talk about Oscar nominations, but at the end of the day, I don't really have much to say other than I really don't get why F1 was nominated for Best Picture. Like, I'm just going to say it right now. Y'all know. F1 was in my top 10 movies of the year, for sure. I love it. I love that movie a lot. But would I nominate it for Best Picture? Not really. Like, Best Picture as in, like, because when you hear Best Picture, it's essentially the whole package. You're looking at performances, cinematography, everything. You're just looking at the whole package as a whole. And, that's fine. Like, look, I understand Top Gun Maverick got an Oscar nomination, which I was fine with. I love that movie. Again, I wouldn't say Best Picture, but I understood because it was a damn good, entertaining movie. F1 is a damn good, entertaining movie, but I'm not feeling that Best Picture nomination. Everything else, though, like on the technical side of things, totally get that. But Best Picture, I don't really understand. And that's really all I have to say about the Oscar nominations. Who's my pick for Best Picture? I mean, I gotta go with my favorite movie of the year, don't I? It's gotta be Sinners, even though I don't think it'll win, but I would love for it to win. But given that I haven't seen all the other nominations, I can't remember what was nominated. Actually, yeah, there's 3 movies that I know that were nominated. Sinners, that I have seen at least. Sinners, F1, Marty Supreme. Yeah, of the 3, I'm going with Sinners. But I'm not placing any bets that it's going to win. The vibe that I'm getting from and the other award show that I'm seeing, it's like, doesn't really seem like it's going to be in Sinners' favor. But in any event, there's really nothing for me to talk about Oscar nominations, honestly. So in any event, let's talk about some stuff that I actually have. Let's start off with this. So the DCU Batman Brave and the Bold movie supposedly has a writer in Christina Hodson. Now, she has written Birds of Prey, The Flash, and Bumblebee. And all I could say is, yeah, I'm not feeling confident about it. Because, for one, I didn't really like Birds of Prey all that much. I mean, I would... Maybe I just need to go rewatch that. I mean, it's been... Fuck, that movie was 6 years ago? It's going to be 6 next month. Oh my god, that was right before everything started to shut down. Wow, that's weird to think about. But yeah, I just remember watching Birds of Prey and just feeling like something just doesn't feel right about this whole movie. I mean, the characterization of Harley Quinn was all there, but the characterization with the other characters, it's like, okay, this is a stretch. Like, I mean, I like what they did with the... Goddamn, what's her name? She was played by Perez, and I'm already forgetting, but the cop, like, Montoya. Montoya was good. Like, I like her character, but everybody, all the other characters, well, I guess except for Huntress, she was pretty, written real well, but at the same time, from memory, I don't know why Huntress was in that movie. She doesn't really play a role until the very fucking end. Like, you just get her sprinkled out and, yeah, whatever. Anyways, Birds of Prey, not my thing. The Flash. The Flash is like, I mean, it has moments. I like it more than Birds of Prey. But there are definitely some things I don't like about that Flash movie. And, from a writing perspective, it's like, okay, some of the dialogue is weird, like, but at the same time, there's some good moments, like, there's that one clip I keep seeing around, shared on Threads, where it's the Bruce talking to Barry in the Flash movie about how he shouldn't go back and change the past or whatever. Like, that's a good scene. That's a really good scene. And so it's just like, Christina Hodson, she's not a terrible writer because after all, she was a part of the Bumblebee writing staff. And it's like, okay, that's the one thing that makes me optimistic. But then again, like with everybody, everybody cannot have a perfect resume when it comes to making movies. Nobody has a perfect resume. Not at all. Like, everybody's going to have stinkers. All it takes is that one thing to, like, really get them going and letting them do their own thing. I mean, look at Craig Mazin, for example. He did those fucking scary movies or whatever. Like, the bad ones, at least, I think. And then, all of a sudden, he's in charge of probably my favorite limited series of all time, was Chernobyl from HBO. That shit was awesome. Like, as somebody who was just terrible in history class, I love learning about history through movies or shows. And then it's up to me to actually look up the facts behind that stuff. But I just love learning about a subject with history. And so, that shit was awesome. But yeah, Christina Hodson supposedly writing The Brave and the Bold, the DCU Batman. I'm not pessimistic about it, but at the same time, it's like, it's hard to get optimistic about it. But at the same time, James Gunn is there. He's giving notes. What those notes could be, I have no fucking clue. But we'll see. I mean, again, I'm fascinated to see what Andy Muschietti... he's actually reteaming up with Christina Hodson for this Batman movie. So, I mean, hey, they've had history together, so maybe something will work out for them. I mean, again, I'm looking forward to this. I really am. I'm looking forward to this more than Matt Reeves' The Batman Part 2, because it's like, while like I said before, I really dig Matt Reeves' vision for his Batman, and I'm in a total agreement with James Gunn. Let Matt Reeves do his own fucking thing. Like, there's no need to try to put Robert Pattinson's Batman into this DCU. Like, let it be its own separate thing. Let somebody else take on the cape and cowl for, like, who knows how long. You know? Like, I just don't like how us fans, we get so caught up when it comes to these roles, and there's like, only one can play that character. Oh, he's already playing it. Why can't he be in there? He's already in the role. He's already playing it. It's like, just no. Like, it's okay to have separate things. It's okay. Like, I don't understand why everything needs to be fucking connected. Like, you know, I swear the MCU has spoiled us fans. You know, but in any event, yeah. Her writing the DCU Batman. I'm looking forward to it. I mean, hopefully this is the one where I can say, okay, I may not have liked her other projects, but this, she had a good one. She had a good one. I really hope they knock it out of the park with it. So, there's that. Speaking of DC projects, we got our first look at Jason Momoa as Lobo. A better, clearer image of Lobo. This was put out this past week, and I don't know what there is to say other than, yep, it is exactly how you would think he would look as Lobo. Like, I mean, him on the bike with the chain and that smile, yep, they just, like, it's just literally ripped from the pages of the comic. Like, there's nothing else to it. Like, I don't know what else there is to say. But I'm looking forward to it. I have an idea of where he's gonna pop up, and yeah, it's only gonna be like for 10 minutes, I can imagine. Cause, you know, seeing that little clip that they posted, I'm just like, okay, so that lines up with that shot in the trailer, which is like, okay, I have an idea where he's gonna pop up. And man, I can't wait. I can't wait. I mean, it's gonna be a fun little cameo, and I can't wait. You know, I'm not down with this whole thing. Like, there was this whole thing back in the DCEU, which I don't even like calling it that, but the DCEU had this thing where, for some reason, when their movies were not projected to be good, they would, like, put out little teasers of, like, ooh, we got a special cameo, and it's just like, oh, that's so pathetic. Like, why would you tease a cameo in a marketing? Like, it just doesn't make any sense to me at all. And, you know, with this, it's kind of like, I mean, it's been a while since, you know, I've seen a DC project do this or whatever, so maybe I'm not as hypocritical about it now, whereas compared with the last time, it just felt like, oh my god, we're going to have this cameo, and this cameo, and this movie, and in this movie. Whereas with now, it's just kind of like, now that there's been some breathing room, I'm not so jaded about them showing this or whatever. So, as long as it doesn't get too crazy, and as long as they don't show, I don't know, like, the full, like, when they really start to ramp up their marketing, hopefully we don't have a situation like with the Amazing Spider-Man 2, where apparently they put out so much marketing for the Amazing Spider-Man 2, somebody was able to, like, make the first, like, an hour of the cut of the movie with those trailers. Like, it was insane. And so I'm hoping we don't have a situation with that with, you know, Jason Momoa as Lobo. Because again, if they do that, it's like, it's only going to be like, what, 5 to 10 minutes? But yeah, it's good. He looks good. He looks exactly how I imagined he would look as Lobo. I mean, literally, you can find any Photoshop of him as Lobo, and it's just, yeah, it looks like that. I mean, even down to the hair, the crazy black hair, that's just wild or whatever. It's good. It's really fucking good. How he's gonna, like, appear in the future DCU, you know, I don't know if he has a role in the future DCU, but, you know, throw him in here and there. I don't see why not. So, but yeah, I look forward to that a lot. I really, really do. Speaking of first looks, let's talk about Henry Cavill as the Highlander. So yesterday, I'm on my way to go see Marty Supreme, and before this movie starts, I see Henry Cavill has posted him as the Highlander. And, you know, for those that don't know the Highlander, it's essentially, I mean, I've only seen the first one, mind you, and I only saw it just because of the fact that, you know, I've heard of the Highlander, but I've never seen the Highlander. And when I heard Henry Cavill was doing the Highlander with Chad Stahelski, he's the guy that did the John Wick movies. I mean, he soloed the John Wick movies from 2 through 4. I can't remember the other guy that he did it with on the first movie, but yes, I saw the Highlander. I saw the original Highlander. I did some digging. Everybody, the common consensus is, if you're gonna watch the Highlander, just stick with the first one. Don't watch anything else after that, because it just kind of sucks. And based on the first movie, it's all these gods, and there can only be one. And when you become the Highlander, you get a special gift. What that gift is, well, you just gotta watch the Highlander. But in any event, I love the premise. It's essentially all these like eternal gods just going at each other to be the last one, to be the Highlander. And dude, it's just all about them big ass fucking swords. Like, the movie, the OG movie is good, but it's the premise. It's the premise that I really fuck with. And I'm just like, alright, this has promise. I really dig it. And now that we're getting a reboot, it's like, okay, I'm so fucking here for it. And those images of Henry Cavill in the title role, I mean, that one image where he's in the church, I'm just like, that's the Highlander. That is so the fucking Highlander. That is a great image to show for this new reboot of the Highlander. And I'm so for it, because I love Henry Cavill. You know, he's my favorite Superman. I love Man of Steel. Been a fan of his since then. Sure, I couldn't get into the Witcher series because I just couldn't get into the Witcher series. But I will show up I will at least attempt to show up, or at least finish. You know, like I said, I didn't finish the Witcher, but I will show up for my boy Henry Cavill. And the idea of him playing Connor McLeod in the Highlander reboot is just fucking great. Not only that, but in case you didn't know, like I said, the director is the director of John Wick. And I don't know if he said it or somebody said it, but he was just like, yeah, it's going to be John Wick with fucking sword. It's like, all right, what else more do you need? Like, you got the premise, it's there, you know. I love it. I love it so much. But the cast, Russell Crowe playing the mentor for Henry Cavill. I mean, as a Man of Steel fan, that warms my heart. That really warms my heart. And it's so fucking fitting. It's not even funny. It's like, of course you get Russell Crowe. Why the fuck not? Why not? You know, everybody that loves Man of Steel are really going to love that. I love that. But Dave Bautista as the villain, as the Kurgan, oh my god. I think that's great. I think it's really great. I am so fucking curious to see how they approach this reboot. I really just am like, because I know what happens in some of the other stuff after the first movie. I know what happens, and seems a little far-fetched for me, and because it just feels like they just need, like when they continued on to Highlander 2 and onward, it just felt like they needed to explain the lore. And it's like when George Lucas wanted to explain how the Force worked. It's like, don't do that. Some things just don't need an explanation. You just leave it as is. Leave it up to the imagination or whatever. Like, you don't need to explain it. It's fine as it is. It's simple as it is. The Highlander is essentially about all these eternal gods. They had to kill each other, and they specifically had to chop each other's heads off so that they can be the last one. There can only be one, and that is the Highlander. And my God, I look forward to this. There's no release date for it, and so I'm kind of confused about that, because when I saw these images, I was like, wait a minute. I thought they were already filming this whole time, but I guess they started filming this past month or so, because I thought they started filming in like the summer or some shit. I know Henry Cavill had that accident or whatever, but I guess it's not coming out this year, because if it was coming out this year, we would have known, and it would have been on my top 10 most anticipated. But anyways, yeah, might be coming out next year, so who knows. But either way, these first images I fuck with a lot, and I'm so here for it. It's not even funny. So, in any event, let's talk, on to the next subject. Speaking of, I guess, fantasy? Yeah, Highlander's fantasy. Speaking of fantasy, how about that Masters of the Universe trailer? He-Man. For those that are like, what? He-Man. I'm sure people my age have heard of He-Man. Maybe not have seen He-Man, but you know He-Man. You know it when you see him. So they are making a Masters of the Universe. Well, they made a Masters of the Universe movie with the guy that did Bumblebee. That's my second reference to Bumblebee. Travis Knight, the director of Bumblebee and his stop animation movie with Kubo and the Two Strings, which is really good. If you really appreciate some stop animation movies, definitely check out Kubo and the Two Strings. He's directing this Masters of the Universe movie, which when I heard that, I was like, okay, you have my curiosity. Because to be honest, He-Man, Masters of the Universe, whatever you want to call it, not in my nerd belt, for say. Never really cared for it. I remember as a kid, I had the action figure. I had a He-Man action figure. I think it was based off of the 2003 cartoon or whatever, even though I never watched that cartoon at all, because I just didn't fuck with He-Man like that. But I'm aware of He-Man. I know what it is. And, I have that. And I did also check out the first season of Kevin Smith's Masters of the Universe Revelations. I think that's what it was called. I watched the first season, and I was just kind of like, yeah, that was okay. That was fine. That was cool, I guess. I saw it because I'm a big Kevin Smith fan. Never really finished the second season. But yeah, that's all I know about Masters of the Universe. But again, I'm not gonna add He-Man to my belt of the nerddom or whatever. But anyways, we got the first trailer for the live action movie, and before I heard about it, I was listening to my movie podcast that I listened to, and they were told that they essentially were being told that it's going to be like the first Thor movie, the first MCU Thor movie, which I was like, that okay. And then we saw the first images, and it was like, yeah, okay. I mean, yeah, I recognize the pink shirt or whatever, cool. And he's being handcuffed. I mean, okay, sure, whatever. But then we got this trailer. And not only did they confirm what, I was listening to on that podcast. Yeah, it's very much kind of like the first Thor movie. And yet, I'm fucking here for it. I am so here for it. I really dug the trailer. And I'm not, like I said, He-Man, not in my belt of nerddom. But I like it. I like that there's this fun to it. And I appreciate the colors too. Like it's brighter or whatever. I'm sure that, with, at least Masters of the Universe, the cartoon that I watched on Netflix, it was kind of like a real take on it, real gritty or whatever. Whereas with this one, this live action movie seems to be more fun, more, I don't know, like it really is capturing that sense of like fun and adventure and fantasy. And my God, when he's in the He-Man suit or whatever, and they even give you that iconic line where he has the power, that was cool. Like I like to think that for people that actually grew up with He-Man, whether they watched it as a kid or was shown to it as a kid or watched the 2003 one, I like to think that they checked all the boxes off for those fans. Because yeah, man, I thought this looked pretty fun and just like, yeah, I definitely am into it for sure. I mean, the costumes look really great, and yeah, him in the suit just looks great. Like, look, I will gladly take somebody who knows how to act over some super bodybuilder that, looks like He-Man is like. I will gladly take an actor, who's actually, gets in shape or whatever, but is not like a bodybuilder or any means. Like, I'll take that because, you need somebody to act. Like, I don't care about the physique of, like, him looking like the character or whatever. But, yeah, he looks great in the He-Man suit. And then there's fucking Skeletor. I mean, dude, like, Skeletor, fucking spot on. I don't know how to describe it. Like, when we first see his face and his eyes are just red, I'm just like, this is fucking kick-ass. I love it. I'm so fucking here for it. And yeah, I know a lot of people are not on board with Jared Leto being Skeletor. And for me personally, look, I've said it before. I've said it on Threads. I don't think Jared Leto's a bad actor. I mean, we can talk all fucking day about those allegations. I mean, Jesus fucking Christ. And his really stupid and over-the-top method acting. Just like, bro, just stop. Like, why are you doing that? Why are you fucking doing that? But other than that, when it comes to his, like, performance, I think he's pretty good. I don't know, he's not one of my favorite actors, no, but he's someone I don't mind watching or whatever. And I'll say it too. Those bad movies that he's been in with Morbius and Tron Ares? Yeah, Tron Ares I thought was bad. I mean, I don't even think he was in my top 10. Yeah, Tron Ares, whatever. Tron Ares, not his fault. Morbius, not his fault either. Like, I think Jared Leto was the last thing that was wrong with that fucking movie. Like, but yeah, him being casted as Skeletor, I'm just like, that's too fucking perfect. Now, what does he put on a voice is the real question. Is he going to use his voice, or is he actually going to, go into it? Like, actually give it a voice. Like, something that's not recognizable. Like how Benedict Cumberbatch played Smaug in, what was it, The Hobbit or whatever? I don't know. I just remember seeing that behind-the-scenes clip of him doing the voice work for some dragon in The Hobbit or whatever. But, I look, it's like we're not going to see his face. So, like, put a voice on? I mean, what is up with these casting directors when it comes to, like when it comes to anything animated animated voices, like animated movies or anything like that, all these actors just don't really put a voice on. Like, just get a voice actor. Like, you're not going to see his face. What's the point? Like, and I'm pretty sure if you took the names off of those, posters or whatever, nobody would notice the voice. But yeah. But in any event, Jared Leto as Skeletor. It's interesting. I really think it's interesting. And I think it's kind of good casting. I'm not going to lie. But yeah. But I think my favorite thing about this Masters of the Universe trailer is the he-him joke. Like, I'm sorry, but like, all the far right-wing people that are taking offense to it, I mean, they really have no sense of humor, do they? Like, either they don't have a sense of humor or they are truly just like rage baiting just for the fuck of it. Like, it's like, I don't know how you look at that and don't chuckle. Like, I started cracking up when I saw that he-him thing. Like, I couldn't contain myself. I'm just like, that is so fucking perfect. It's not even funny. Like, it's like, bro, come on. That joke was awesome. I love that joke. It's probably the best joke in the whole fucking movie, I tell you. But yeah. But any event, yeah, Masters of the Universe. I am so fucking looking forward to it, and I cannot wait. But not as much as I can't wait for Daredevil Born Again Season 2. So, real quick, I don't think I ever talked about Born Again because, I didn't have a computer at the time. So, Daredevil Born Again Season 2 has released its first trailer. It's really a teaser because it doesn't really give us a story. And man, talk about an ass whooping that's going to go on this season. And yeah, man, I'm here for it. Like, I couldn't help but smile because I'm just like, it's fucking Daredevil. It's my favorite Marvel character. I love it. And yeah, man, that moment where we see Matt smiling in the Daredevil outfit, it's like, oh, somebody's about to get the, like, beating of a fucking lifetime. Like, because it's never good when your hero smiles at the villain. Because it just results in bad things happening to them. Yeah, there was just a lot of cool shots, everything that was just going on. I like the music choice too, to be honest. Like, I'm so curious about this season. It's just going to be so good. And the black suit, man, looks really fucking good. Like, it looked good during the set photos, but to see it in actual action, oh my god, looks really fucking good with everything color corrected and edited and stuff. Like, it just really looks really fucking good. And yeah, we finally got the double D's on this chest now. We finally got it. I wonder if they'll explain that. Probably not. I mean, everybody knows who Daredevil is in Hell's Kitchen. I mean, you don't really need the DD by any means, but I guess the reason might be, I want to make sure everybody knows that it's actually me, so I'll put DD on me. I guess that's a horrible explanation. No, actually, I'm going to stick with it. But in any event, I really liked it. I really liked this teaser, and it's coming out in March. I mean, literally a year after and some change from last year. And that's the other thing too. I really fucking appreciated that they actually committed to doing this show yearly. It's so fucking nice. And I swear, I really, really wish more streaming shows would do this. Especially the ones that they know are going to be big hits. Like, just lock down those actors. Lock it down. Like, give them 3 seasons. Like, give them 3 seasons of a show. If it's a big IP and you know it's probably going to be a hit or whatever, just lock it down for 3 seasons already. Shoot it back to back. Like, just pay the fucking money, man. Just pay everybody what they're fucking due. So that way, we can keep coming back every year, not feel like, okay, what the fuck did I miss? That would then lead to us having to rewatch the whole fucking thing all over again, because sometimes the recaps don't do the show justice from season to season. It's just those little things you might forget about. But yeah, in any event, Daredevil Born Again. Season 1, so it's so funny. I literally did a whole rewatch of the Netflix version of Daredevil. And, dude, it's just amazing how much stuff that I totally forgot about. And it was just great. But season 1 of Daredevil Born Again, I mean, with everything that happened between it being, what was it? It was supposed to be 18 episodes, and then it wasn't going to be connected with the Netflix stuff, so much so that they had a different actress for Vanessa. And then at some point, I think it was when Kevin Feige got his power back from Bob Chapek, who got fired from Disney or whatever, and Bob Iger came back and gave Kevin Feige his power back, which Kevin Feige was like, okay, we're stopping this. It's not working out. We can't fuck this up because we're bringing him back and everything. Okay, let's connect it to the Netflix stuff. Let's say that's now canon. Actual canon to the MCU, whereas beforehand, it wasn't. Like, no matter what they reference it or whatever. But now it is canon or whatever. But yeah, they switched all that, and then what was it? It was like 10 episodes or 8 episodes of the first season, and I thought it was pretty solid. It was kind of slowish for me, a little bit, and but I didn't mind that. I didn't mind that it was slow. It was just, it was always about that rich dialogue for me when it came to the Netflix show, because that's where it really shines. Like, everybody loves to talk about, the hallway fight scenes and whatnot. It's like, yeah, that's cool and all, but like, nah, man, like the drama for the Netflix show of Daredevil was where it was really at. Like, Matt going to Father Paul and just talking about, just the devil inside him and all this stuff, and him with the justice system and everything. Like, the dialogue was so great, and Born Again was just, it didn't have the juice that I would have wanted from the Netflix thing, but in any event, doesn't matter. I thought it was really solid overall with the first season, and that's the thing too, is like, now that we're in season 2, I don't like to compare, I don't want to compare this new show to the old show. It's like, there's just too much of that online. There's too much of that. I want to judge it on its own. And I think with season 1, man, when it hit, it really hit. Like, man, when he finally puts that suit on, which I did not mind him being out of the suit and just like, Foggy's death affecting him or whatever. I didn't mind that at all. But man, when he goes after Muse and he gets on the suit and he fights Muse for the first time, it's like, holy fuck. And he just like, that moment where he lets out that yell, it's like, oh, that battle cry, it's like, you just know he has been dying to get into this suit again. And it's just like, but I love it. I love how in that first season, he's been tempted and pushed, and then finally he's fucking pushed, and he's like, fuck it, I'm putting on the suit. And just, dude, it was great. I loved that moment. I really did. I mean, the whole season of season 1 was interesting. Even the stuff with Wilson Fisk was interesting. And then, having your boy Frank Castle show up, that was great too. Like, dude, I'm sorry, like, if I didn't find Daredevil Born Again a disappointment. Like, it was pretty solid. It had enough drama for me, plenty of action, and yeah, man, I'm looking forward to season 2. Matt having to go up against this essentially Ice, but for costume heroes or whatever. And then even seeing Jessica Jones again, it's just like, this is going to be really fun now. I mean, I kind of shrug with Jessica Jones. I liked the season 1 a lot. I mean, David Tennant as the Purple Man. Ooh. I mean, him as a villain. Yeah, David Tennant knows how to play a sadistic, sinister villain. Maybe it was a mistake to kill him off the first season. I don't know. But in any event, seeing Jessica Jones again, yeah, I can't wait to see those two team up again. Because, yeah, from what I remember from the Defenders, yeah, those characters had good chemistry. And I look forward to it. Do I think Luke Cage will show up? Probably not. Because, I mean, of all the set photos that we've seen, if Luke Cage was going to show up, we probably would have already seen it. Or maybe they shot a secret thing with Mike Coulter as Luke Cage. I don't know. I will say, I definitely don't want to see what's-his-name as Danny Rand. I mean, I'm sorry. As bad as that show is, yeah, I feel like the actor that they got for Danny Rand was so miscast. Like, that show wouldn't have been good either way if you had a good actor for Danny Rand. Like, I mean, and even how the character was written didn't help either, but I feel like with a different actor, it could have been better. But yeah, I really hope we don't see that actor return back as Danny Rand, because it's just like we don't need to see him back, even though it's possible they might bring him back just to try to redeem it or whatever. To which I say, if you're gonna do it, he's the one character you can definitely just like act like the events, well, or just, yeah, I was gonna say act like those events of the show. Well, I don't even know what happened in season 2 of Iron Fist, because I didn't bother watching it. Didn't, what's her name, Colleen Wing, take on the Iron Fist? Is that what happened? That's what I kept reading online. I can't remember. But, yeah, you could just ignore the events of the Iron Fist show, maybe? I don't know. Or just, get Colleen Wing as the Iron Fist. I mean, I liked her character. I definitely liked her character more than fucking Danny Rand. But yeah, I think with Iron Fist we can start over. It doesn't really matter, cause like it's only a small percentage of people are gonna be outraged that they, recast Danny Rand. Hey, if you're gonna do it, why not get an Asian actor to play Danny Rand? I mean, when that was first put out, I was like, that makes sense. I mean, stereotype, maybe, but like, why not? Why the fuck not? I mean, how many times do we have to see, white guy goes into the mountains and learns a skill from all this different culture or whatever, learns it better than them and outmasters them and whatever. It's like, how many times do we got to see that? Like, yeah, let's change it up. Like, let's really change it up this time. But in any event, Daredevil Born Again Season 2. I cannot wait for it. I'm sure it's going to be weekly, and I will be fucking here for it. So, in any event, let's get to the meat and potatoes of this episode. Let's talk about Wonder Man. Off the top, like I said, I watched the rest of the episodes of Wonder Man. I have been really looking forward to this one compared to the other Marvel shows, the other MCU shows that I've watched. I mean, realistically, I've watched, the last thing I watched from the MCU shows was, I watched, what was it, 4 episodes of She-Hulk? I don't think that really counts, because I never finished it. I liked what I saw, but like I've said it before, I don't know. I just didn't have a desire to finish it, even though I liked what I saw. So I guess realistically, the last MCU show that I watched in its entirety, what was it? I don't know what came first. Was it, I want to say it's Miss Marvel. I liked Miss Marvel a lot. God, there's so many MCU shows that are out there that I just can't remember. I don't know if it was... Did Hawkeye come after Miss Marvel? Maybe? I don't know. Maybe. I don't know. But any of it, Wonder Man. Wonder Man was an MCU show that I was like, okay, I'm curious about it. Because, I'll be honest, Wonder Man... got no knowledge of Wonder Man. And so I'm not coming in with my pre-knowledge and, my pre-expectations. But then again, I'm very good at not bringing in my, pre-notions of, what I want to see in a movie or show based on adapted. That's going to be an adaptation of sorts. So, but it was nice going into a Marvel thing, not really knowing anything about Wonder Man and just, ultimately judging the thing on its own merits. And I think it was that first trailer that I was like, all right, I'm in. And then, they brought in Yahya Abdul-Mateen as the main character, which, look, I go back with that guy since The Get Down on Netflix, where he plays the main pimp from the show. I think he was a pimp, but man, he was so good. And then, later on, his big role, I guess, more noticeable role, I don't know, but he played Black Manta, and I thought he was a good choice to play Black Manta. Granted, I wasn't a fan of what they did with the character in the second movie, because I just thought you just had to make him mind control, whatever. But any of it, he's now in the Marvel sandbox. I don't know where they go with him, his character in the MCU, because with these MCU shows, it's like, who knows when we'll ever see certain characters again. When will we see She-Hulk again? Don't know. When will we see Echo again? Who knows. Moon Knight? No idea. Hawkeye? Possible. I don't know. I mean, you could put Kate Bishop in a movie like The Thunderbolts or whatever, but again, with these, MCU shows, it's like, where do these characters go after these shows are done? Because it's like, I don't know, it'd be nice to see these characters again, even though certain shows I just wasn't a fan of. But any of it, Wonder Man. Man, it was essentially a Marvel show in the MCU about, Hollywood in the MCU, which, it was so nice too, because there's not many references to the MCU as a whole, which was nice. It really kind of did feel its own self-contained little thing. Sure, Trevor is there or whatever, but I really liked the show, so I finished it. I finished it today. I finished the rest of the 4 episodes. My gripes with the show. I don't really have any gripes with the show. Although I will say, and I'm curious, I might have to look around online for this, but am I the only one that did not give a fuck about episode 4? Which was the Doorman episode. I just didn't care about that. I mean, it's a backstory episode of this law in Hollywood that, superheroes can't be in movies or TV shows because of an incident, and it all started with the Doorman. I'm already forgetting his name. Holy shit. That's how uninterested I was about this episode. It wasn't a bad episode, but it was an episode that I just felt like this whole thing could have been, this whole thing could have been explained in some sort of dialogue, or could have been like some sort of Easter egg or some sort of thing that, that was shown on a TV or something like that, and we would have just gotten it. And instead we got a whole episode dedicated of why there's a law, there's a thing that actors in the MCU have to have to sign a thing to say that they're not superheroes. It is kind of funny how, they don't check them to see if they're superheroes, but then again, how do you check someone if they have powers or not? I mean, who knows? But in any event, but yeah, that's my only gripe with the Wonder Man show, is that, yeah, we didn't really need the Doorman episode, because, I mean, we just kind of deviated away from the main show. But in any event, I really like the show. So Wonder Man is basically about this guy, Simon Williams, who wants the role of a movie of the title character of Wonder Man. It's a reboot, and he's really looking forward to it. He really wants the role, and along the way, he becomes buddies with Trevor Slattery, aka the guy that posed as the Mandarin from Iron Man 3, and then later showed up in Shang-Chi, and now he's in here because Trevor wants a role in the Wonder Man reboot movie. And yeah, I really liked the chemistry between them two. I mean, the show really is about these two and their bond and the friendship that they form. I really dug it. As somebody who has been with the MCU since the beginning, I will say Trevor as a character I've never really cared for. I mean, granted, they haven't really given him anything to do as a character. When we first meet him, you think he's the Mandarin. And the twist, I didn't care for. I mean, I remember in high school when Iron Man 3 came out, everybody was talking about that twist, and it was just so funny being in theater class, specifically theater class, and hearing people talk about Iron Man 3, and there was like, oh, that Mandarin twist was so awful, and blah, blah, blah. How do you have this and this and this? And I'm just like, there's no fucking way you are a fucking Mandarin fan. Like, there's just no way. Because, like, even at the time, I knew a little bit about the Mandarin. I knew he was, like, he was a main villain for Iron Man. But, like, that guy was talking like he knew the Mandarin in and out. It's just like, brother, relax. But yeah, Trevor, turns out he's just a goofy British actor or whatever that was hired for the role of, what he was in the Iron Man 3. Didn't really care for him at all. I never saw the short with him that Marvel made with, I think it was called Hail to the King or something like that. Cut to, what is it? 2021? 2022? We get him in Shang-Chi because, of course, Shang-Chi is going to have the Mandarin, the real Mandarin. And then, Trevor's in there, and again, he's just comedy relief or whatever. And so, he's an actor, whatever. But then seeing the trailer for this and him being in this series just made so much fucking sense. It's like, okay, if you're gonna bring him back, this is a perfect project to do. Because if this is the show, that makes sense. If they were, conceptualizing this show or whatever, it's like, yeah, you would definitely want to bring Trevor back. And man, they do justice with the Trevor character. I specifically like him here more than anything. It's like, yes, he's still comic relief in some way, but when he's having those moments with Simon Williams, Ben Kingsley just brings it. I mean, he's just teaching this other guy how to act and just be like, hey man, just cool it. You don't need to overthink it. You don't need to do all this stuff. And my God, I really dug their friendship a lot. And what Trevor does in episode 8, I saw it playing out. As it was playing out, I knew what was coming. I was just like, oh my God, Trevor. But yeah, man, I really like this. I think if there's another takeaway from this Wonder Man show, it's just I am so glad I never pursued acting, because that was the thing that I wanted to do. I mean, I did high school theater or whatever, wanted to do acting or whatever, and then for some reason as I got older, I just kind of was like falling out of it, and maybe it was just listen to a lot of like movie talk stuff and like how the business is brutal and like it's hard to like get like a job in acting or whatever because you got to have an agent, all this stuff, and just like commit and then, get rejected a bunch of times. Like, you're not going to make it big. Like, it's a once in a lifetime that you make it big or whatever. And then sometimes, I mean, like we saw with the Doorman episode, it's like you get your 15 minutes of fame and just boom, you could be out of a job just like that. And this show really shows the stress of working in the business in general. And it's just like, yeah, man, I'm so glad I never really tried to pursue writing or acting or directing in the film industry because I just don't think I would be able to handle it. I don't think I'll be able to handle the stress or whatever. And realistically, it's like, directing wise, it's like, man, I mean, they don't show this, but it's just the idea of having to, maintain the budget and stuff like that. It's just like, so glad. But yeah, as far as being an actor, it's just like this show does a good job of like just showing what it's like supposedly being an actor in Hollywood. It's just like, yeah, it's not really going to work all the time. And he's got a bunch of audition tapes on his computer too, which I thought was great. I thought this show was really good. It was really fun. Much more on the smaller scale of story-wise and the scope. And I really appreciated that. I mean, it's kind of like Miss Marvel. Miss Marvel was very much small scope story. And I appreciate that. And it was just fun. I mean, really watch the show just for Trevor and Simon. I mean, Yaya and Ben Kingsley really bring it as these two characters. Like, you buy them as buddies. Like, it's crazy how much you buy these guys as buddies. I mean, it's great. And Simon's character and what he's going through and essentially trying to hide his power or whatever. And it's just great. I mean, I also appreciate that, little spoilers, they don't really explain his origin. They don't explain his origin of how he got his powers. They never really explain it. And I appreciate that. I really fucking appreciate that. But at the same time, I also appreciate the drama that there is with Yaya's Simon character, where, him and his brother kind of don't get along or whatever. And, he's good friends with his mom, but also he's very much to himself because he's scared of opening up and also having these powers or whatever. I really appreciate that a lot. So, but in any event, I can't really talk the show without talking about some spoilers. So, now is the time for you to cut off if you're planning to watch the show, because I'm going to go into some spoilers, some thoughts that I have about certain things which involve spoilers. Okay, now that I've given that disclaimer, let me go into it. First things first, I did not know about the Trevor plot. I don't know if they ever showed it in the trailers, but the idea essentially that Trevor is spying on Simon Williams so that he doesn't have to, doesn't have to go back to, his sentencing or whatever. Go back to prison and, deal with the rest of his sentence because of him playing the Mandarin or whatever. I did not expect that at all. I was not expecting that at all. I just kind of expected, they're just going to bump into each other and just like, hey, Wonder Man. No, it's like Trevor is actually giving some good shit. And that's why I'm just like, I really appreciate this show because they actually made me care about Trevor as a character. I never cared for him as the comedic relief or whatever, but giving him purpose in this show of you can either spy on Simon Williams and give me dirt on him so I could throw him in this fucking like jail or whatever, because my boss is coming down my throat about how, you know, we had this other fucking prison out here and we need to start filling it up because we're just kind of wasting taxpayers' money or whatever. So yeah, I like that little thread that Trevor, I don't even know who the guy that, you know, he talks to most of it in the show or whatever, but he's got stress going on. But yeah, giving Trevor more to play with, and then essentially showing the moment he gets hired to be the Mandarin in Iron Man 3, when Trevor is at his lowest. You know, he's dealing with drugs and all this stuff and alcohol, and he just needed a fix. And he needed money and all this stuff, so he took this job or whatever to be the Mandarin. And it was just like, wow, okay, so essentially he was a struggling actor, and not just struggling to pay the bills, but he was kind of an addict too. Like, wow, that is fucking interesting, because the whole time, you know, I thought it was just a joke where he's just like, oh, you know, 13 years sober and blah, blah, blah. And I just thought, oh, he's just trying to, keep his cool or whatever. But no, it was another layer to Trevor that I just wasn't expecting. And I'm just like, I really appreciate the show for that. And I felt it. I really felt it. And I was really feeling for the Trevor character a lot. And that's why when it sucked when all was revealed to Simon, when they have a New York journalist that has following them and wants to write a piece about Simon and also Trevor. And yeah, I just felt so bad for Simon and Trevor, because it's like, Trevor never wanted this. I mean, even when he was wired up to go with Simon and figure out what happened to this, like, fire that happened during Simon's childhood or whatever. And, you know, Trevor's all wired up. He gets information and all this stuff and like that. And things happen. And then by the end of the episode, he just takes out the wire, takes the chip out, breaks it. It was just like, that was when I was like, man, Trevor gets it. Trevor understands. Like, Trevor's just not built for that kind of life. Like, he's just, because he has this connection with a guy that he values as a friend, you know. And it was great, man. I thoroughly liked, again, the bond between Simon and Trevor. And really, Trevor's like the MVP for me, because what he does in episode 8. So in episode 7, Simon gets told the truth by Trevor that he's been spied on. Trevor's been spying on Simon, and Simon just unleashes this big wave of power and brings down a studio or whatever. And sure enough, in episode 8, Simon's just freaking out, and he's just like, calls his mom, letting him know everything's gonna be okay. And, you know, he thinks the cops are coming to him. But what happens? Trevor dresses up as the Mandarin and delivers a message to the news, because the news is all on that whole studio exploding. And Trevor just plays the Mandarin once again. And it was just like, man, that whole thing was playing out, and I was like, no, Trevor. Oh, man. And Trevor's a real friend. Like, he was just like, you don't deserve to go down like this. You really don't. He would rather keep Simon's secret than... it was good. It was so good. And, man, I'll be honest, I could honestly rewatch this show without a doubt again. Like, I could literally rewatch it again, because I like this friendship between these two. I really dug it. And who knows where they're gonna go. I mean, I don't think Marvel has any faith in this show. which I think they should because it's pretty solid. I would not mind a season 2. I really wouldn't. I mean, especially where we left off, where, Trevor goes to prison, but by the end of the episode, Simon comes to the rescue, breaks him out of the prison, and yeah. I mean, what does a season 2 look like? I mean, are they going to be on the run? I mean, Simon got to play Wonder Man in the reboot of Wonder Man, and yeah, I'm very curious what a season 2 would look like. I would really like it because I think those two together just really, they're really sold. They really sell those characters. I mean, I just love it. So, but yeah, I think Wonder Man, damn, it's a damn shame that Marvel didn't have any faith with this show because I think it's really solid. I mean, even with, the reviews that I've seen online, everybody seems to really like it. But the fact that Marvel just decided just to drop all 8 episodes and just bury that shit, so much so that when the Daredevil Born Again Season 2 came out, it literally came out the same day Wonder Man was coming out. Granted, it was hours before they dropped it all online, but yeah, the moment they decided to put all 8 episodes, that's when I knew, oh, they don't have any faith. I mean, it was bad enough I didn't see any marketing for it, but the fact that they just didn't have any faith, didn't want to, have the chatter be week to week or whatever, it's kind of sad, man. It's really sad, and it's just like, what's going on? Like, if you didn't have any faith, why even do it, But I guess it was just one of those ideas that had to be fulfilled because it was during that period where they were announcing so many MCU shows. So, but yeah, I don't know if this is the last one. I mean, as far as like live action MCU shows go, I mean, yeah, we got Daredevil, but that's kind of a given. Everybody likes Daredevil. I mean, at least on a smaller scale, everybody likes Daredevil. But yeah, I can't recall if we're getting any new character MCU shows or not. I really can't think of anything, honestly. It's a bummer. I wonder if that's a sign that Marvel is kind of rethinking of how they want to approach the MCU with characters for shows or whatever. Because yeah, the one thing I have to say, the one thing that's kind of killing the MCU is that you're putting out so many shows with new characters and there's no follow-up to them. And it's kind of like, why invest into the show if there's not going to be any follow-ups? Granted, I know there has to be success. Alright, sorry about that. I just got cut off. My mic just kind of came about. But anyways, like I was saying, I guess there's no follow-up to these characters because you gotta have success first. I get that. But it would be nice to see a follow-up, and I personally would like to see a follow-up to Wonder Man. If not, Wonder Man and Trevor, honestly, because I think these two are great. I really do. I just feel like this show should not die. Like, I really don't think it should, and honestly, who knows? But yeah, I definitely would recommend Wonder Man to people. I would recommend it. It's a nice little what's it called? It's a nice little show. Plus, I will say this is the first MCU show that I feel like, okay, 30 minutes or less, validated. I think that, it didn't overstay its welcome. I didn't feel like things needed to be fluffed out or anything like that. I really dug it. I really did. So, yeah, that's my thoughts on Wonder Man. I look forward to whatever else we got this year when it comes to Disney Plus and Marvel. I think season 2 of X-Men 97 is coming out this year. Could have sworn I saw somebody post that. And that Spider-Man animated show I think is coming out too, which I'm looking forward to that as well. But yeah, probably not as more as what's called X-Men 97. Actually, sorry, it's Daredevil Born Again Season 2 first, and then X-Men 97 Season 2. Because, man, I was late to X-Men 97, like, by a couple of months. And, man, that first season kicked so much fucking ass. I loved it. I mean, I love anything that deals with Charles and Magneto just, like, talking and, really liked it. But yeah, I look forward to, whatever Marvel has for the rest of the year. Oh yeah, that's right, they have Doomsday this year. How could I forget that? Time flies, kids and adults. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to this year. But in any event, that's all I have. It is now almost 2 a.m. So yeah, I'm gonna get to bed. Thank God I close tomorrow. But in any event, thank you again for listening to another episode of Spoiler Appetite. See, I've done how many now? This is what, number 4 of the month? Isn't that great? Maybe this is the third one. I can't remember. I think it's 3. I think it's 4. Can't remember. But in any event, thank you again. If you made it this far into the episode, I appreciate it. If you want to follow me on social media, you can really only follow me on Threads at Alexander_Thorpe. Just, give me a follow. I don't post as much or whatever, but I do give my thoughts on certain things. Sometimes it's not even about the shit that I talk on here or whatever. But thank you again for listening. So until next time, I'm Tristan, and you've just been spoiled.